Hey everybody, my name is Carl. This is my bathroom. I'm going back to work tomorrow, so that means it's time for a shave. I've got 3 days worth of growth that my bosses will not appreciate, so I've got to make myself look pretty. I know it's hard to do. So what are we using tonight? Well, tonight's going to be shave-iversary. Almost 3 years ago today, I started wet shaving, and so I figured I'd dig in the cabinet and find the stuff that I started with and give that a run out. Something I've done before. This is actually probably about the second time I've done it, but hey, it never gets old and I've still got the stuff, right? So what are we using? Well, something that is probably pretty common to a lot of the guys who started wet shaving in the modern era, the MicroTouch 1. This was all over the television. You can find it at the local drugstore. I think this kind of, my opinion is that this razor kind of started and got a lot of people into wet shaving who hadn't in the past. It came in a little kit with a stand and several of the Dorco stainless blades. And yeah, it was a good introduction. You know, it's probably a Chinese-made razor. I've heard people say that it's a Weishi. Who knows? It looks like the Weishi razors, but it is definitely a super speed clone. It's a great little starter razor. You know, when I first got into it, I couldn't get good shaves off of it. Now I get good shaves off of it because I understand how it works. Is it the best razor in the world? No, but for something that you can pick up at the local drugstore or grocery store, it's a good start. So we're using that. And the other thing that most of us, or a lot of us, got into or wet shaving with was the Vanderhagen A Luxury Set. Once again, it's something you could pick up locally at the grocery store or drugstore or whatever. And it was a little kit that came with a puck of soap, a Boar brush, and a little green bowl. I think if you watch any amount of YouTube videos, you'll see this set at some point in most people's videos. It was really common several years ago for people to get into this hobby or way of shaving, and a lot of people picked up that kit. Once again, I think because it was inexpensive. It cost around $10, you know, $8 to $10, and it is something that you could get locally. If you know, because if you're just learning how to wet shave or just getting into it, you didn't know, or at least I didn't know, about all the online shops and forums or whatever. What I did was, when I started, is I saw the commercial for the MicroTouch 1 with the guy from the pawn shop a handful of times, and I said, you know what, that looks like something I might want to give a shot, because I hate shaving. I hate spending a ton of money on cartridges. So let's go for it. And I hopped online, watched a gang of videos by guys like Paul H, Nick Shaves, a million videos, I can't even remember, on how to lather and how to shave and all that good stuff. Ran out to the store, bought the set, whipped up a rather disappointing first lather. Didn't know any better, threw it on my face, and then shaved, just like I would shave with a cartridge razor, and I had a horrible first shave. Tons of razor burn, tons of irritation, no nicks though, surprise. That was the thing I was most worried about, was getting nicked up. Didn't happen. But it was not a good shave. But I stuck with it. I watched more videos. I eventually got to where I was getting okay shaves, and then I bought different razors and different blades and different soaps and different brushes, and here we are 3 years later. And you know, while I'm no expert, I can work up a lather that's serviceable. I can shave with any of the major styles of razors that are available: DE, straight, Chevette, Commissary, and I can get good shaves with them. So all in all, you know, this little kit, this stuff was the beginning of a wonderful obsession. I wouldn't do it any other way. I've enjoyed making videos. I've enjoyed interacting with guys in the groups in Facebook and other forums, and I've met a lot of really good people who are kind and generous and willing to share information and gear and things like that. And it's been a really good, enjoyable 3 years, and I'm glad I decided to get into this. You know, like most people, I got into wet shaving so that I could save money, you know, because we're all going to save money wet shaving, because blades are cheap and you only have to buy a razor once. But I don't think anybody, or very few people I should say, have saved money becoming a wet shaver. So that's my wet shaving story. Like I said, today is the 17th. It's not quite my anniversary, but my anniversary is actually on my birthday, which is the 23rd. But I've got a special birthday shave planned, but I did not want to skip my shave anniversary. So, and I think it's always good to, if you still have it, to pull out your old gear. I mean, and remember where you came from. But maybe I'm wrong about that. How did I get lather up by my eye? God, I really got to get better at that. So anyway, excuse me. As you can see, I was able to work up a very nice lather from that soap. I like that Vanderhagen soap. It's got a decent scent. It's kind of basic, but it's got a good scent. It works. It's got a fair amount of slickness. And here we go. And I, you know, my prep today was fresh out of the shower, washed my face. But to keep it traditional with how I first shaved, and no pre-shave today, so no Peroxo, no oil or anything like that, just the slickness from the soap. And as always, the MicroTouch 1 is a very serviceable little razor once you learn how to shave. It's not the best, it's not the worst. It's a very mild razor. I got lucky because the one I bought, which I didn't know until a couple years later, that these cheap Chinese razors, sometimes they don't align well here or don't align well across the safety bar, so you can get defective models and really bad shaves out of them. I was lucky. This one seems to work pretty well. My older brother was not. He bought one, or got one for Christmas a year or so ago. And actually probably more than that. It was right around the same time that I started wet shaving. So maybe 3 years ago. But anyway, he got 2 shaves out of his before the door broke. And he was pretty disappointed. So knowing what little that I did at the time, I upgraded his razor to a Merkur 34C. And you know, I don't even know if he still uses it, to be honest, or if he ever really used it very much. He's kind of one of those guys. He works from home, only goes to the office once every couple of months, and he stays pretty stubbly. But I think he may use it to kind of clean up. He's kind of got, like, you know, that ever constant 5 o'clock shadow look. But that's part of his style. All right. First pass, it's a nice shave. Everything does what it's supposed to do. Is it the nicest stuff in the world? Once again, no. But it works. And for $30, I think is what I paid all total to get into it. I think the razor was $19, and the little shave set was near $10. It's a good start, you know, especially if you don't want to spend a bunch of money because you're not sure you're going to like it, or you're worried you're going to slice your face up. It's a good way to go. Second pass, and you know, here I am yammering. Just been yammering the whole time. I didn't even ask how everybody's doing. Hope things are well. It's Tuesday today. The week is just starting. I hope your week is treating you well and you're getting your good shaves in and spending time with your friends and family, and work isn't getting you too down. It's summertime. Hope you're staying cool. If you live in the part of the world where it's warm right now. Water. You know, so things are good here. I got nothing to really report. Work is work. You know, my work is kind of one of those things where it never ends. People are always... Good night, man. What a joke. I should probably stop making videos so you guys don't see how goofy I am. But as I was saying, work is work. People are sick or injured every day, which is unfortunate. And we take good care of them. We do our best. All right, second pass. Interesting week so far. Today's my second day off, so Monday was nice and restful. Had to go to a work meeting today, so kind of took a couple hours out of my days off, but what you gonna do? It's a little overtime, right? If you've been watching my channel or following me on Facebook in any of the Facebook groups, you'll know that I have a buying freeze coming up for the avid wet shave hobbyist. This is kind of a dreaded event because it means no new razors, no new brushes, no new soaps for a predetermined amount of time. For some guys, it's until the wife says so. For some other guys, you know, it's whatever. For me, it's just because I have been spending a lot and I need to reallocate some of that money somewhere else. So, the 23rd, my birthday, is the freeze. And everybody who knows about buying freezes is kind of laughing at me, saying it's never going to happen. Well, you know, it'll happen. It'll happen. At least for a little while. You know, I was on about a 4 or 5 month freeze not too long ago. It just ended, and I kind of went crazy and spent a lot of money. But I hadn't bought anything since Christmas. So I was making up for lost time, right? And this one's going to be the same. I am going on a freeze from the 23rd until Christmas time, at which point I will try and not go crazy and buy just a couple of things for myself for Christmas. Second pass is nice. I got no irritation. The soap is doing its job wonderfully, as is the razor. I guess I should mention that's the second use on that razor, or on that blade. And the last time that blade was used was a year ago. when I did my last shave-anniversary shave. Go back to the water. You know, I think I have, to toot my own horn, I think I've improved in every aspect of shaving except for lathering. My lathers are better, but they are still just ridiculously sloppy. And I watch guys on YouTube and they paint the soap on and they build these beautiful lathers and they barely get it anywhere. You know, it's where it's supposed to be. And I'm over here putting soap in my eyes, up my nose. It just makes me laugh. But you know, it's not the worst thing out there, because I've seen guys lather up and they like it really wet and they're slinging lather all over the bathroom. So I'm not quite there. I keep it on my face at least. So anyway, back to the buying freeze. It's coming. It's going to be sad times. But I've got a lot of stuff. I need to allocate the money for different things for a little while. And I want to use up a couple of soaps at least before I start buying any more. I've got more soap and more razor blades probably than I can use in a lifetime. But that's what makes it fun, man. It's trying different things, different scents, different techniques, different razors, different blades. You know, and you may not be out there chasing the perfect shave. You just want to see what's available. I think a lot of us are like that. Because if it came down to it, I think we could all get very good shaves with what we have and be completely happy. At least I could. I mean, I could use this razor for probably the rest of my life and my bosses would be happy. I would be bored, but I would be getting good shaves. Third pass is done. Do the mustache. So anyway, disappointment about the buying freeze. So the last purchase I was planning on making was the Focus Slim. If you're familiar, it's an all aluminum razor made in Italy, Chevette style razor. Really great looking razor. And by all accounts, it's a wonderful shaver. But it's not cheap, you know, it's $60+. But I was going to treat myself and get one for my birthday as the last purchase before I stop buying. Just do quick pickups here. So I ordered one. And it came in yesterday and I was super stoked. And I opened the box. And inside the shipping box was the box with the razor in it. And the razor had broken out of the packaging that was holding it inside the box. It was held with some cardboard loops. Just got to keep it upright. And it was full of scratches. I was so disappointed. You know, and I wasn't sure if I should keep it because it's not really going to affect the way that it shaves. But I decided that I'm going to return it because for that price, I don't want a scratched up razor. You know, and who knows whether the razor was overlooked at QA at the factory and it just kind of slipped by, or it was damaged during shipping, which is not even really the fault of the shipper because the way it was packaged, it was the manufacturer's box that was damaged, not the shipping box. So the shipper, really, I don't think, the vendor anyway, had anything to do. All they did was take the box that came from the company, throw it in a bigger box, and drop it in the mail. So I mean, I don't think it's the seller's responsibility because their box was intact. It's not like the outside shipping box was all busted up, you know. But nonetheless, I contacted the seller and told them, you know, hey, I'm going to return this item. It's just damaged, and I sent them pictures. I got an email back from the company that was basically, you know, hey, we sell a bunch of these. They always have small machining imperfections. You know, that's to be expected, and you shouldn't really gripe. Was kind of the gist of it. To which I didn't even respond. Thankfully, I ordered it from a company that is really easy to make returns on. So I'm just gonna send it back and be done with it. Just order it from another vendor if I do decide to order again. Shave is done. Let me get rinsed off. We'll talk about it. Look at there. 3 days growth gone. Really relatively smooth shave. I never get baby butt smooth shaves. I don't chase them because I have pretty sensitive skin, so I don't try not to overshave. But here we are. No real feedback from the alum. A little bit on the neck, but nothing severe. There you go. That's it. 3 year, we're almost 3 year. 3 year shave anniversary. Couldn't have asked for a better shave. Couldn't have asked for a better starting setup. Microtouch 1, probably a Wishi. Dorco ST3s, I believe, is what these are. ST3000, 300s. VDH Deluxe Shave Kit, complete with bowl and a brush. That's it, y'all. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a good rest of the week. I hope that you have great shaves. No matter what you do, get out there, spend some time with your friends and family. Make your days count. Have a good night, and God bless.